What's up, you beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a eye look for you guys. I'm going to do an eye tutorial for you guys, and I'm going to just say this right off the bat. Holy shit, is this palette fucking expensive. This is the Natasha Denona LILA palette. Now, as you probably know, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos online and everything like that, Natasha Denona is very well known for her eyeshadows, but she's also known for her price tag. This palette is $129. That is very fucking expensive, but honestly, it's a palette that is very gorgeous, and I gravitated towards when I saw the colors. So here it is right here, and I will let you guys know what I think of it at the very end of the video. But also, if you would like to see the look I did today using this palette on my eyes today, then keep on watching. As you can see, the base and everything is pretty much done on my face. Now it is just pretty much going to be an eye tutorial for you guys today. I'm going to go in with this really expensive but pretty bomb Natasha Denona LILA palette. You can see here are all the 15 colors that you get in here. Definitely more on the purpley tones. I actually really think the color is very beautiful and very pretty, and I cannot wait to actually do a look with this palette. See, so to start off, I'm gonna throw Nude Mauve, which is this color right here, into my crease, and I think I might just smoke it out a little bit with this shade right up here. This one's called Per Se. I believe that's called Per Se, but as you can see, the colors are actually on the little thing right here, so it's definitely very difficult when the color names are not exactly under the pan or anything like that, but we're still gonna go with it. We're still gonna try it. So anyways, start off with Nude Mauve, and then we're going to go in with Per Se, just to kind of make it a little bit more on the cooler tone side before adding some warmth and some color to it. I was not expecting that to come out like that. I feel like in the pan it looks so much lighter, but I'm still living for it, so let me just blend both the eyes out now. Back, I'm going to go in now with the shade Per Se, like I said I was going to do, and we're just going to kind of throw that in the crease a little bit more to see how much more color we can add to it. Okay, so now Per Se is in the crease. I'm actually living for that color. These colors so far are very pigmented. Now the color Nude Mauve is a little bit, I would say, slightly on the patchier side for me. It was maybe it's just I wasn't blending it correctly or anything like that. But anyways, we're still going on with this. Per Se was actually really pretty. So them together gave me a really contoured but really strong smoky eye so far. And I think with Amara, this shade right here, I'm going to go in with that one, just kind of warm up the crease just a little bit more. And then for the lid, I'm actually going to go in with Magnetic, which is this really pretty magenta purple color. And then just to make the eye pop a little bit more, I'm actually going to go in with Livid, which is this shade right here. So let's get started with that. Okay, so far so good. I feel like the color Magnetic was actually very, very pigmented. It was like a softer pink when it kind of blended out. And then the color Livid, it was definitely better with my finger. For my highlight, I'm actually going to go in with Helio right here, the shade right here. And then for the smoke out under the eye, like I always like to do, I'm actually going to take Amara again, and I'm going to take this shade right here, which is going to be called Amethyst. This really, really amethyst looking purple. This is definitely a more dramatic purple eye that I haven't done in I don't know how long, since I've been doing makeup, really. But I'm still pretty much living for it, so I'm going to go put on some lashes and some mascara, and I'm also going to throw on a lip really quick, and I will be right back. Now my look is all complete. I threw on the Dose of Colors Knock on Wood liquid lipstick. I really wanted to do like a really warm tone, kind of nude color, and this is perfect for fall. It's very like cidery kind of color. I really am living for it. It's very much of a warm tone to go with this very bold, almost kind of cool toned eye. So, living for the look so far. Now, before I go, I'm going to quickly give you guys my final thoughts on the Natasha Denona LILA palette. As you can see from all the colors right here, I feel like you do get a really good array of colors. They are definitely more on the cooler tone side, some warmer tones in there as well, but of course it has a very, very bold colors. Now, I don't usually go for purples, so I was really excited about playing with this palette because I don't really have a lot of like purple kind of palettes, and this is definitely a palette that I probably would start reaching for a lot more in the future. Before we talk about anything about the formula or anything like that, I just want to say this palette is $129. That is a high, very crazy price point for an eyeshadow palette, but you are paying for the name. You're paying for Natasha Denona, who is a fabulous, amazing makeup artist, and you're also paying for her formulations of her shadows. Her shadows have been talked about, world-renowned, about how amazing they are, so I really did put them to the test. Not everybody has that much money to put down for a palette, so I completely understand where you're coming from this. The reason why I did it was because I really wanted to try Natasha Denona's palettes. I wanted to try her formulations of her shadows. I've been wanting to try a palette of hers for at least a year and a half, 2 years now, because I have just really wanted to try her formulation. They were just very, very expensive. This palette is very expensive, and I did purchase it with my own money, but I will have to say right now that after buying the Sunset palette, I'm probably going to have to calm down on buying some of her palettes because they're just so expensive. The shades that I used today, I used Amara, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I used Per Se, Nude Mauve, Amethyst, Magnetic, Helio, and Livid as my shadows today. And I'll have to say, the matte had a little bit of fallout, a little bit of kickback in the pan, but they weren't too bad, so it wasn't like it was a really big issue. It was definitely very pigmented. Like, for example, Nude Mauve was a little bit on the patchier side just because of the way I was blending it. And then, of course, Per Se was everything. It was gorgeous. And then Amara was just really, really pretty when I blended it all the way into the crease and everything like that. Then, when I put on Magnetic, it was actually a very pretty, like, pinky metallic color. And then, of course, Livid was actually really gorgeous when I did apply it with my finger. So I really don't have anything to say negative about the shadows themselves. I do feel like some of them performed okay, some of them performed decently, but I was really hoping that they would be like blend like butter, like just one swipe on, one swipe on. I was really kind of hoping for that. They did blend out really nicely, and they did pick up really nice pigment whenever I put my brush into the pan, so it wasn't that bad at all. But personally, I would say I would personally love it if the palette was a little bit cheaper, in my personal opinion, because I feel like for $129, it should be doing the work for me almost. If you're looking at it by the name, if you're looking at it by the colors, if you're looking at it by just everything in general, I do feel like, yes, it is worth the $129. Natasha Denona is an amazing makeup artist, and I love most of her looks that she does with all of her palettes. I cannot wait to get my hands on the Sunset palette, which does restock very, very soon. So fingers crossed I get a hold of that one as well. But I am obsessed with the LILA palette so far. I feel like it's definitely a palette that I've reached towards for the fall. I will be playing with it a lot more in the future just to see what I really think of it. But from first impressions alone, it's great. It's not the best palette that I've ever played with. I'm not trying to say that at all. Her formulation is great, but I'm not saying it's like the best in the world. But I haven't really played with her shadows yet before I could say that. I can't say what the best shadow formulation is, because honestly, I haven't found it yet. I found so many palettes that are chalky, but then good, then chalky, then okay, then great, then oh my god, then okay. It just, you have to play with formulas, you gotta play with brands, you gotta play with palettes to really see what your absolute favorite is. Like I said, I think it's worth the money if you're buying it for the name and for the colors. I feel like the colors did blend out really nicely. I'm living for this eye look right now. Natasha Denona, so far, my first palette from you. I actually really like it so far, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the Sunset palette as well. But anyways, for the formulation, I do like the formula so far. I feel like they did blend really nicely. I will have to play with it more just to see my final actual thoughts on the palette as well. But from right now, recommend it. I like it. The look came out really nicely. There wasn't any fallout on my face, so I was really happy about that as well. And they did blend out like butter, so that's always a good thing too. Anyways, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the very near future. Love you. Bye.